going forward, we need a goal scorer. Just to switch the conversation ever so slightly. Um,
Yeah.
in January window will be coming up relatively soon. If you could target three, no one specific, but three players, who'd it be?
Well, I think as Johnson said himself, we need pace desperately. We don't have it at all. The thing is, Diamond, although he's fast, he's not massively fast. I think it's just because we've got such a lack of
Yeah, yeah,
pace.
yeah,
When he starts running, everyone's like, "Oh shit, we've got Usain Bolt in our squad." When we
yeah.
don't, he's got a little bit of pace about him, because we haven't seen it. McGeady as well coming forward, but up top we definitely need strength and power. Like you said, Nangele would have been ideal before the season started. He was one of my top targets. So, in fact, every player you mentioned earlier on was
Yeah,
pretty much the whole video that I made. Every single player was bob on.
yeah.
Yeah, someone likened to Nangele, maybe not, it doesn't have to be a big target man, but someone who's quickening behind, because sometimes we do resort to hoof it football and you have to at times, as horrible as it is. So someone who can have that little bit of pace and initiative to get in behind. Um, so then we have something for every occasion. If we need to stop pinging balls into the box, you've got Charlie White who's now in form, thank God. But sometimes, like I say, you need to resort to pumping balls away, pumping it over the top. Someone who can latch onto these balls in behind. So I don't really have anyone in particular
Do
in
you know?
mind
Yeah.
because, but we need pace across the front three, in my opinion. So I think that will be his main concern. Because I think once that the attacking third is sorted, I think we have enough at the back, only just, and that'll sort itself out. We've seen that it can do. So if we sort that final third out, I think we'll be flying, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just going to mention another player, a potential player who can fill that void for me, Cal Sterling. Like, he didn't really ever get a chance, I think, under Jack Ross. He was the loan player from, I think it was Tottenham,
Yeah,
in our very first season. He didn't really get a chance, but when he did, he actually scored against Accrington Stanley. And to me, every
yeah,
time he got the ball, he was quick, he was forward
yeah,
thinking, he had plenty of confidence. To me, he's a player that springs to mind. I mean, God, there must be loads of players like him, in youth setups of Premier League and Championship clubs. I mean, even Antoine Semenyo, I know he's been playing quite a lot for Bristol City, so maybe that offer's not really there. But
yeah.
either of them, to me, if you can
Mm.
get either of them back, definitely do it,
Yeah,
especially Kaz Sterling.
yeah. I mean, I watched Castellan a lot of times, and I was there at that Aki game when he did score, and he was quite dangerous. Again, it was exactly the goal he scored was exactly as I mentioned. It was the ball into the box that he just happened to sneak in behind and pop in with the goal. But I think both Semenyo and Sterling, for me, the quick players, technically gifted, but they're so soft. They're
Mm.
so soft, and you get bullied,
I
particularly
think
for
that
this
comes
league.
with young, quick players, though. I think, like when a player is young and quick in particular, I think you're gonna have to bite the bullet sometimes and just accept that. So that's the way that it is at times.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right, and that's the only way they're going to improve. But I just think with the physicality of this league, and there's certain things, Kaz isn't the biggest of players, neither is Semenyo. Semenyo, I actually did really like. Again, it's another player, and I think because we were in such a system and we had a manager that preferred sort of experience and such a slow method of play, they were never going to get a chance, in my opinion. But yeah, Sterling and Semenyo, you're probably right. I'm not too sure where they are now. Didn't Sterling go out on loan to someone in League One? I can't
I
remember.
actually think he might have done that. I haven't really been keeping up with him since he left us. I
No.
think Semenyo's made a few appearances for Bristol City this season. I don't know if he's playing every week, but I know he's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
he's got himself into the team. I know a few times.
Right, but yeah, those are all good shouts. But you look at the likes of, it was all the decent players, all the strikers that I wanted were signed at the beginning of the season. So obviously they're not going to move now. So it's difficult. Like I say, Angela was a big
Johnson
one.
Clark Harris is one for me as well. I know he wouldn't have been available on a free, but I think he's fantastic.
Tyler Walker as well, who I
Yeah.
know that it's probably a bit unrealistic on that one, but he was going out on loan here, there, and everywhere. So I thought maybe we'd be able to snatch him up. Um, but other than that is definitely what we need. I think we need a winger, we need another striker, and maybe if we don't manage to find the sort of key in our midfield with that bit of pace and energy, which I do think we have, but it may not come off. So maybe an extra central midfielder and get rid of the likes of Dobson, who I know that you like. But You know.
Well, if there's a better option there, then why not? Like, I just think I just think he doesn't quite get the credit he deserves from Sunderland fans.
No, I think you're just the head of the George Dobson fan club, so we're not allowed to say anything bad about
Defense league.
the defense league. Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely need a striker and a winger, or maybe even two wingers. I think that's what he's going to focus on, in my opinion. Johnson, hopefully that does come off.
Yeah, I think I agree with you when you say, a midfielder, especially someone who can go forward and offer us a bit something different to the other kind of three or four. Well, Powell, Scout and Dobson. Yeah, what the other four can. I think Fraser would have been fantastic. Just maybe someone who can also defend, but then it's got a bit pace and energy to get around. But then I also think, could Luke O'Nien fill that void? I mean, he's got so much energy and he's got so much enthusiasm. I think, maybe the problem of setting midfield more lies in the squad. I mean, Dobson did get Walsall, I think, Player of the Year. Clearly, he's got something in him. Is there maybe just a way that we can work around it and get something out of him that we haven't quite seen under Parkinson, where he was just given one role to do, as opposed to, trying to work around him? Because clearly he's got something if he got Player of the Season at Walsall,
It's because Walsall, you would think, because they went down the season, he was like that. So
only just mind, I think.
Yeah, well, they had backs against the wall every single game. He had, he was dealing with attack after attack after attack. So he's putting his body on the line, and I don't doubt that he does that. But then when you've got a side who are very possession based, like us, that's when your flaws start to show. Because you can do as much as you want defensively, but if you can't bring anything else to your game, then you're going to get figured out. And you need a bit more than just being able to trap back at this club, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. As I say, I think it's certain games in certain midfields with certain tactics, I think he could really shine. To be honest, as I say, I think it's just about getting something out of him. I don't think he's this fantastic centre midfielder. Don't get us wrong. He wouldn't be, in my first 11 when we're fully fit. I just think Sunderland fans don't quite appreciate him enough. And maybe I sometimes go a bit overboard with defending him, but it's because I feel as if some fans just think he's the worst player we've ever had at this club. And actually, I think he offers us. I wouldn't even say he's one of the worst players in the squad at the moment.
Okay, all right. Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah. It's always an easy way out, isn't it? That's your opinion.
Yeah, of course. We'll end up back and forward all day because I'm never going to agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't get me wrong. I don't think he's the worst player in the world. Of course, I don't. I just think out of all the midfielders we've got, I just think Ledbetter's better, Power's better, Neil, Embleton, Scowen. I think they're all better, and I think he's bottom of the pack in my opinion. So
I would have him in. I would have him in above Scowen, but I would definitely give Embleton and Neil a chance ahead of him. But I think I would have him in ahead of Scowen because I just think I cannot see what it is that Scowen does.
I don't know how you can say that. Right, okay, right. It's just your opinion. I just don't understand what you can say. Scout, like obviously Ledbetter sits in front of the defence. He does that, and then he just hands it to Scowen.
I wouldn't mind seeing Dobson doing what Ledbetter does. Holding back and trying to recover possession.
Before he was shocking. He was absolutely shocking. He falls over himself. He looks like he's uncomfortable running. Do you know what I mean? His running style, everyone has a different running style. But
it is a bit weird, I'll admit.
It's very strange. His face is basically scraped against the floor when he's running. But yeah, I just don't. I'm sorry, mate. I just don't see it. I just don't see what he's seeing.
It's fine. I mean, I've always fight losing battle with Dobson. I've had a few people come forward and say, actually, I think you make a fair point, but most people feel, no, I've got no idea what you're going about.
Those are just accounts. Those are just your own accounts, aren't they? Your second.
Yeah.
They need Dobson.
Make an extra account to subscribe and just comment in. Oh, I think he's right about Dobson. Aye.